Scream 4 will be due out April 15th, 2011. Originally the series was intended to be a trilogy, but after 10 years Bob Weinstein thought it was time for another Scream film. And this is intended to be the first of a new trilogy in the series. The first 3 films, as well as the new Scream 4 film, has Courteney back as Gale Weathers, Neve Campbell back as Sidney Prescott, and David Arquette back as Sheriff Dewey. Added to the cast of Scream 4 is Hayden, who plays Kirby a nerdy film geek, and Jill Kessler's best friend. Along with Hayden in Scream 4, we have Emma Roberts, who was recently seen in Valentine's Day. She plays Jill Kessler, who's Sidney Prescott's cousin, as well as Rory Culkin, who's Charlie Walker, and he's friends with Jill and Kirby. We also have Lake Bell, who's deputy Judy Hicks. She went to high school with Sidney Prescott. Just a little bit of a summary. Scream 1 was a 1996 horror film. The film tells a story of a fictional town called Woodsboro in California, and it's been terrorized by a masked killer who enjoys tormenting his victims with phone calls and movie references. The killer's main target is Sidney Prescott, who's played by Neve Campbell, a teenage girl whose mother, Maureen, fell victim to a brutal murder 1 year earlier. Scream was famous for revitalizing the slasher genre in the late 1990s. It had a small budget of $14 million and went on to gross $173 million internationally. All Scream films had, as mentioned, David Arquette, who was Detective Dewey, Neve Campbell, who was Sidney Prescott, Courteney, who was Gale Weathers, Jamie Kennedy, who was Randy Meeks, Liev Schreiber, who was Cotton Weary, and for the voice of Ghostface, who was the Scream character who had that crazy Scream mask, was Roger L. Jackson. Scream 2 in 1997 had the premise of Sidney Prescott, who relocates to Windsor College, trying to forget about what happened in Woodsboro, only to find that another psychotic killer wants her dead. In the film, they made the Woodsboro events into a movie based on Gale Weathers' book. Then we had Scream 3 in 2000, and it's set around the premise that while Stab 3 is in production, somebody in a ghost mask starts to murder the new cast members. This lures Sidney Prescott out from hiding, and she comes to Hollywood to face the killer. As of Scream 3, Ghostface, the masked killer, has claimed over 22 victims. The characters were created by Kevin Williamson and Wes Craven. The Scream films had 3 rules. Number 1, you can never have sex. 2, you can never drink or do drugs. And 3, never, ever, ever, under any circumstances, say, "I'll be right back," because you won't be back. Wes Craven said recently about Scream 4 that working with Courteney, Dave, and Neve was a blast 10 years ago, and I'm sure it will be again. And I can't wait to find the talent that will bring the new blood to the screen as well. Kevin is right on his game with the new Scream 4 script. The characters and story crackle with energy and originality, to say nothing of some of the most hair-raising scares I've seen in a script, well, since the original Scream series. Let me add it. That's what Wes Craven said. So Scream 4 is due out April 15th, 2011.
I want to play a game. Let me die right now.
No!
Which is it? Which is it?
Well, what kind of a game?